You're on, Betty.
I'm on. All right, you sure?
Okay. Yep. Yep.
All right.
Good to go.
Cool. So, hello everyone. I'm Betty Rousseau. A lot of you know me, not all of you. I know there's some new agents in here today. Thanks for coming. They asked me, Christina actually asked me to do this event on social media because I am all over social media with my business. So it's going to be fun. I have a lot of good information to share with you, and I'm going to be asking questions, and we might look at our phones every couple of minutes, every now and then, actually, to just look at different things. So anyway, I'm new at using this, so bear with me. I usually don't present like this, but so today we're going to talk about elevating your business with Facebook and Instagram specifically. Creating a strong online presence, engaging with your audience, and generating valuable content. And at the end, I'll be sharing my favorite tips and tools. So just a few stats really quick about the use of social media by real estate agents. 89%, according to NAR, are using Facebook. 59% are using Instagram. But the question is, how many agents are using it correctly? And the reason I say that is because 5 years ago, I made a decision that I was using social media, but I knew that there was a lot more that I could be doing with it. So I decided I was going to learn how to do social media right. So I'm not perfect by any means. And if you look at my social media, it's constantly evolving. I'm always tweaking it. I'm always trying to make it better. I'm looking at what works and what doesn't work and changing things constantly. So like, I'm definitely not, perfect, but I have been following professionals, influencers, people that teach social media, and I learn from them, and that's what I do, and I love it. I really enjoy it, and I do find that it's really beneficial to utilize social media correctly in your business for real estate. So who uses Facebook and Instagram? I know for the most part, most people are on it, but who's really using it? Awesome.
He wants to.
I'm just, he rolled his eyes. He rolled his eyes. If you're not using social media, why aren't you using it? What are the reasons? Anybody?
Yeah, Ramsey.
I use it, I'm just bad at it.
Well, why are you bad at it? Why do you think that?
Cause I don't refresh or update it as often as I should. Pretty much, that's it, and I try not to be too personable, but I know that's what you have to do.
Right,
I don't feel comfortable like that.
right. Anybody else?
Similar for me, privacy.
Yeah.
And so now I'm open source because of the benefit I hear.
Right. So first and foremost, I use social media extensively. Not everyone does that. I mean, real estate agents, we market our businesses differently, but you cannot get in front of more people in any other way than by using social media. It's impossible. You can get in front of the most people the quickest by using social media. And I'm not even talking about paying for ads. I'm talking about content that you create and you share, and it just gets shared and looked at. I don't put any money into social media at all. So for me, it's free. I do pay a video editor to edit my videos, but that's because I choose to do video and I'm not about to start editing video. But as far as posting on social media, free, totally free. And free marketing, getting in front of so many people, it's necessary in our business, right? So, and social media is about being social and creating relationships, and we're in a relationship business. So for me, and my belief is that it's essential to be on social media and to be sharing and to be consistent on social media. You don't have to be a pro, you don't have to do what I do, but you have to be there, you have to do something, and you have to be consistent. So the biggest thing I hear from people is, and this was me too 5 years ago, I feel weird to get on video. I feel weird to put my face on social media. I don't like how I look. I don't like how I sound. What are people gonna think? Who am I to go on social media and share all this information? Like, I'm nobody important kind of thing. First of all, everyone knows what you look like and everyone knows what you sound like. So get over it. And if you want to get in front of your audience, you just need to do it. Get over it. You try and you try and you try. You feel awkward at first, but then you get used to it like anything else. It's work, but any marketing that we do is work, right? And eventually over time, you get used to it and it becomes like anything else. For me, it's a part of my daily, weekly, monthly, annual routine. I have different time blocking set up for different times of the year and for every week. And it just becomes like part of what I do on a daily basis. So for you, it would be as well. So it's too much work. I don't have time. You do have time, right? So any thoughts about that? Anybody?
I need direction. I don't know how to post different things, different sites, so
Mhm.
that's why I'm here.
Yay, you're here because I caught you in the hole.
It was an accident, but.
Betty, are you gonna go into like how you create like kind of like your content calendar?
I am.
Okay,
Oh, not the calendar. I wasn't planning on it, but I definitely can.
Okay.
Absolutely, I'll do that. Sure. We'll definitely do questions at the end or in between, and I'm happy to share anything that you want to know.
cool.
Okay, so increased exposure, enhanced engagement, and relationship building and cost-effective marketing. This I have to read because I don't remember this by heart, but I thought it was important to share. Facebook was the first social network to surpass 1 billion registered accounts and currently sits at more than 2.9 billion monthly active users. Meta Platforms owns 4 of the biggest social media platforms, all with over 1 billion monthly active users each: Facebook, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and Instagram, and now Threads. Yes, is anyone on Threads?
Maybe I should start fresh and just.
Go with Threads.
Yeah.
Threads. Hi, how are you? Threads is a competitor to Twitter, created by Meta. So if you go on Threads, to me, it's a lot like Twitter. Although I'm not a big Twitter user, I never have really cared for Twitter. So I stay away from it. Once in a blue moon, I might pop on just for the heck of it. But it's rare that I go on there. But when I do go on Threads, I'm like, it kind of reminds me of Twitter, but I think it's, for now, it's a nicer platform. People seem to be friendlier.
For now.
For now. So we'll see what happens with that, but I would get on it. Why not? You know, check it out. You don't have to be majorly active. I don't really think there's a lot of advertising going on there, but I am starting to see people post different things about their businesses. So definitely hop on. It's evolving very quickly. So the first time I went on it, it was a whole bunch of people going, oh my God, you know, we're here. Like, who's here? What are you doing? Just talking about nothing important. And then I went on the other day and I'm like, it's changing, it's looking better, but check it out. Anyway, in the final quarter of 2022, Facebook reported over 3.7 billion monthly core family product users. That is why you need to be on social media, because that's where all your people are.
Do you use TikTok? You use TikTok?
I do not use TikTok.
Okay.
I use Facebook, I use Instagram. And the reason I don't use TikTok is because I'm on Instagram and I feel like whatever I could do on TikTok, I could do on Instagram. Part of it is also being where your people are.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I know a ton of people using TikTok. Maybe, but I have a lot of connections on Instagram, so I don't feel the need to use TikTok. So yeah, I also use LinkedIn. I'm on Pinterest and I used to share, you know, some business things there. I recently stopped doing that because Pinterest isn't really for that. But I always figured, well, I have an account, I'm sharing my information anyway, why not just throw it on Pinterest, but I really don't do that anymore. And YouTube, but that's like a whole nother ballgame if you want to get into doing video. So leveraging Facebook for real estate, we're gonna just talk about some basics for Facebook and then Instagram, and then we'll get into content creation. So number one, you need to create your professional business page, and here's why. Versus a personal business page, you can run ads, you can look at insights, you can have events, on your personal page too. There's a difference though. You can create Facebook groups. I know we all probably belong to a million groups out there, but you can create your own Facebook group geared toward your sphere or your neighborhood, or, you know, something that, you know, you see value in, that you want to share with whoever it is that you want to share it with. You cannot create groups from your personal page. You cannot run ads, which I don't do anyway, from your personal page. You cannot look at insights from your personal page. As far as events, I posted an event. I posted it to my personal page, and I'll tell you why. Normally for business, I'll post an event to my business page, but my business page is open to the whole world. If you're posting a private event that you want to have by invite only, you have to do that on your personal page. I posted an event for my broker tour, and I didn't want to invite the whole world. I only wanted to invite agents and brokers, so I did that on my personal page. But for the most part, a business event should be posted on your business page. I invited all of the realtors that I'm connected with on social media that are local. There were several hundred. Now, I knew they were not all gonna come, but the key was I was notifying them that I was having an event. I was telling them about my listing. Every day that I posted in that event, different things about my listing, everyone that was invited to the event was getting excuse me, notifications about my listing. And that's the whole point, to market my listing, not necessarily for everybody to come through the door. Yes, it would have been nice, you know, for a lot of people to come, but at least they're learning about my listing, and you can do that through Facebook events. So who has a business page? I hope everybody. So your Facebook business page is where you should post all business. Your personal page is not really for that, but what actually Emmett and I were talking about this before, what you can do and what I do and what you should do is take select things that you post on your business page and share it to your personal page. Not share it directly to your personal page, your business information, but share the post from your business page to your personal page, because that will bring people that you're friends with on your personal page over to your business page. And that's where you want to post the most business. Personal pages are not for business when it comes to Facebook, unless you're sharing something. Hello. Hi. I think everybody pretty much knows that, but do you have any questions?
I just find I don't get as much traction on my business page.
You don't.
Yeah, and my people, my sphere and everything is on my personal page.
Yep, it's
So I
true.
know I'm not supposed to post there, but I do.
You can post there, but if you post on your business page and share it to your personal page, it's more effective.
But it seems like the shares don't, even if I share from business to personal, it doesn't seem like I get as much traction. It's like it falls down in the queue somehow. And if I post it there, just directly to there, I get a lot.
You're getting more, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if that works for you,
I don't
but
know
like,
why.
but how are you judging
But
how
I-
it works?
Well, I mean, I don't have the insights, but I have the likes and the comments, and I put a house up and on, you know, I put one on yesterday, and I probably have 8 or 10 comments and 30 to 50, you know, likes or something like that. So
Yeah,
I know I'm getting it there. Now, if I took that and I shared it I might get 2 or 3.
okay. Yeah, I mean, it happens. There's no way to say why or how things happen, on Facebook, and there's always a lot of different changes going on, so who knows, but you need to do what works for you. Just technically,
Yeah, I know.
you should be posting on your page, especially if you want to run ads.
Run, sorry.
It's okay, especially if you want to run ads, or if you have a group that you want to run, or if you want to see your stats. That you definitely need your business page for it, because you can't do any of that on your personal page.
So just so you know why we're running back and forth, people can't log in.
Oh.
So the benefit of being in person. So that's what she's trying to do. Go ahead.
I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest.
Recording, so
Will you get
There's no-
shut down for any reason if you're running ads on your personal page?
You can't run ads on your personal page.
It
There's
won't
no
allow you.
opportunity to do that. Right? There's no opportunity at all to do that. So, the other thing is your personal page can be private. You don't want to be a secret agent, but you might want to keep your personal page private because you don't want your whole life out there, right? So there's that benefit also of having a business page where you can just post whatever you want and the whole world can see it, versus posting that on your private page. All right. Okay. So on Facebook, you need to choose an engaging cover photo and profile picture. So the cover photo is the photo in the background when you open up your profile, and then you know what a profile picture is. So my thing about profile pictures, and I'm not following the rules on this, but there's a reason. Your photo needs to be relatively updated. It needs to look like you. And it needs to be consistent across all platforms. When people see you, they're gonna see you the same everywhere they see you. The reason why I am not following this rule is because my hair is growing out gray from 20 years, 30 years, however many years, I'm not even gonna tell you, of coloring. And until the process is done, I'm not changing my photo. But that will come soon. But anyway, yes, normally you do need a photo that looks like you. I've seen photos that are 20 years old of people and clearly they don't look the same anymore. So really, really important. When people see your photo and then they meet you in person, they wanna know who they're meeting. They don't wanna be like, oh my gosh, that's you. So that's really important. The cover photo in the background, it really should reflect your brand or who you are as a realtor, or Keller Williams if you want to use their brand, if you don't have your own branding, or a house or something real estate related. Your bio and your contact information, a lot of times I look at people's bios. A lot of agents try to connect with me and I always want to see who they are before I accept their connection, because they do connect with me on my personal page. And so I look at their bio, and a lot of times I'll see very minimal information there on your personal bio as well as your business. You want to let people know how to contact you. You want to fill out that bio with all the information that it asks you for. Your website, your other social media sites, where you work, what the address is, how they can contact you. You want people to be able to contact you. That's the whole purpose, of this, besides being socially, active and engaging. You want people to know how to find you. You don't want them to go to your page and find nothing on you. So it's really important to fill out all of that information fully. Any questions? All right. Maximizing Instagram for real estate. I posted a picture here of my bio, because we're going to talk about what that includes and why. So setting up your profile, and again, I say don't be a secret agent. You want people to be able to find you. You want them to know who you are. You want them to know how to contact you. So there's my picture with the wrong color hair. And it's really important to use your name and to use that. Betty Russo is my profile name, but then you have another name option within the body of your program, so, of your profile, so I put Betty Russo / New Jersey Real Estate Broker. You want people to be able to find you by what you do. If they're searching for a New Jersey real estate broker, they might not know my name, they might just search for New Jersey real estate broker, and I'll pop up. That's a field that pops up in searches. So you definitely want your name and what you do in there. And then you want to let them know what your unique value proposition is. So I'm who, I do what for who and why. I am your North Jersey lifestyle real estate expert. I specialize in staging and luxury marketing for your best results. I do what, for who, and why. Your bio in Instagram is teeny tiny. So you need to really shorten that to tell people what you do in a tiny little space. Really important. And then free tips and resources with the arrow down pointing to the one link. Now we can post, I believe, 3 or 4 links. You want to offer something. You want to give them a reason to click on that link. So I use Linktree. That's how you can get it, linktr.ee. Linktree has a free option. I don't pay for Linktree. I used to, I didn't feel like it was worth it. Once you click on my Linktree link, it takes you to a page where I have a bunch of different links in there. So I can say in one of my posts, see link in bio for more information. Or if I post a little snippet of a video, see link in bio for my full video. When they click on Linktree, they'll see an option to access my YouTube channel. And this is because, like I said, originally Instagram only allowed 1 link. I still use Linktree because I can see how many people are accessing my content by what they click, because Linktree will show me that. They don't show me who, but they show me numbers. So I still use that, but I also have connected there now my Facebook page. I have a direct link to my YouTube page, and I think to my website. So that's all of that is really important to have in your profile. Questions?
Do you find through your data that a lot of people do, and they're using your link tree and clicking?
They do click on it. Yeah, they absolutely do. And the other thing about people seeing your content and reacting to it, or leaving comments or likes, I'm going to tell you right now that a lot more people see it than you think. Not everybody is liking, although it would be nice if they did. Not everyone is commenting, but they see it. Because the biggest comment I get all the time from people is, I see you everywhere. And I don't think that they know that they're seeing me on social media. They just know that I'm out there and they see me all the time. So don't worry so much about, the likes and comments, and we'll get into that a little bit more later, but just know that they are seeing you. Okay. So with Instagram, it's really important to build an attractive and cohesive visual brand. Have you noticed the colors that are in this presentation? And my logo here and there. My color is purple. I love red also, just happens to be that Keller Williams uses red. And this is actually Keller Williams red, exactly. I recently had my business rebranded, and the company that did it for me, we worked together. We went through everything that was important to me in the brand, and merging my brand with Keller Williams was something that I really wanted to do. So they did this for me. But on Instagram, especially since it's such a visual platform, it's really important to stay in line with your colors. If you don't have colors that you specifically like, similar fonts, if you're creating content and you're posting graphics, try to keep a similar font consistently, so that, you know, it all looks like it comes together. Any questions? Okay, and you don't have to be branded as a real estate agent, by the way. I am, because I've been in the business for a long time and I wanted to use branding as a way for me to stand out. All right, tell your story with Instagram stories and highlights. Does anyone use Instagram stories? Okay, what do you post on stories?
Sometimes I share posts, like, new posts, comments, something like that.
Okay,
I usually do, I have somebody that does my marketing for me and they'll do, like a just list or just a little something or something with a little blurb.
okay, anybody else?
I use stories for like personal, and traveling anywhere or if I'm doing a showing.
Okay. So,
Testimonials.
mm-hmm.
What do you think is better, to post it, or that's what you're gonna tell us, right? 'Cause that's what I wanna know. Like to do the reels or do the,
Well, Reels is a whole nother ballgame, but as far as stories and posting in the feed goes, it depends. But I do post in both, and I do that because I don't post everything in both. Let me say this first. There are people that are looking only at your feed
Mhm.
or at their feed, and they see what, you know, what comes up. There are people that are just looking at stories.
yeah, see, that's what I found.
So
because-
you wanna be in both places.
Yeah, because one of the girls, so we're posting in the stories, and one of the girls on my team is like, I never look at the stories, why are they there? So that's what I wanted your opinion on that.
Because there are people that only look at stories.
Yeah,
I mostly look at stories.
they're easier to look at,
Yeah.
just,
Mhm.
yeah,
Exactly. And the other thing is in the feed now, I mean, I get tons of advertising in my feed. But in my stories, I'm only seeing people that I'm connected with.
Yeah.
Right? Your stories are for exactly what it sounds, a story. So I definitely post business there. I don't post it directly. I share it from whatever I'm posting in my feed. But I also try to make a story out of it sometimes, not always. If I go away somewhere, I'll create a story. If I have a new listing, I'll create a story about it. So I'll show the new listing. I'll show maybe, you know, something else about the house. Like you want to create a story in any way that you can. You don't have to all the time. You can just post things here and there. But if you're consistently creating stories, every time you add something to your story, it's bumping your bubble to the front of your followers' Instagram page. So your face is constantly there if you're constantly posting. Now you don't have to constantly post. It's a lot. Sometimes I post a lot in stories and sometimes not at all. As a matter of fact, I took some time off of posting from stories just because I was so busy with other things. And I posted something the other day and I had more likes and more activity on that post than I had seen in a long time. It is true that if you take a little chunk of time off and you come back, all of a sudden, like it really gives you a lot of attention. I don't know why, but it happens. It does happen. But I would definitely get more active in stories if you are active on Instagram because it definitely helps. The other thing about stories is if somebody comments on your story, it's an instant message to you. It's a DM. It's a direct message. There's a lot of value in DMs. Instagram likes it when they see you communicating. They like it when people are posting to you, when people are sending you direct messages, when people are commenting. They like to see the interaction going back and forth. This is the algorithm. So the more active you are, the more direct messages you can create, the more conversations you can start. The algorithm will show you higher in the feed and will show you more and to more people.
I want to figure out how people write something on the story, like I just know how to post a picture, that's it.
Yeah.
Like how to write something, I did recently learn, thank you, Ashley, to put music to a story, I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely, I would not be against doing an editing class, but it's pretty detailed and, you know, I mean, if anybody's interested in doing that, I know we can talk about that down the road. Yeah,
Let me ask you a question. So how do you, okay, so I'm starting brand new with Instagram. How do I get followers?
I love your posts on the Parkway.
That's right.
But I don't have those on Instagram.
Okay, you can put them on Instagram.
Okay, but how do I get followers? Follow me on Instagram.
You start following people on Instagram,
Okay,
and if they want, they'll follow you back.
okay. Do they use hashtags or anything like Facebook does?
Facebook does not, hashtags are not really big for Facebook. Facebook doesn't really care about hashtags so much.
Okay.
Today,
Hmm.
that could be different tomorrow. But Instagram hashtags, yes, people can search in the search bar, just the way they search for a person, they can search by hashtags.
So I could do a story about the Parkway and do a hashtag driving, hashtag Garden State Parkway, stuff like that.
What I would do is I would go right in the search bar of Instagram and type in the hashtags that are relevant to what you're doing and see if they're worthy of
See if
using.
there's how many people are.
Yeah. If you type in a hashtag, you can see how popular that hashtag is. So using a hashtag that has millions and millions of people following, your post is going to get lost in the hashtag because 10,000 other people are using that hashtag at the same time as you are. So it's not even going to show up.
Okay,
If you use a hashtag that has, you know, less activity, your chances of showing up are higher. You don't want to use a hashtag that has no activity, right?
Right,
But
right.
somewhere in between.
very good, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, highlights. Does anyone know what those little circles are? Yes, okay. You can share your stories into your highlights. So if you create highlights that focus on specific things, buyers, sellers, listings, my dogs, a dog life I have on mine. And then you drop your stories right into those bubbles. When people are on your profile, they can click on one of the bubbles and see what you have to say, because your stories go away in 24 hours. If you want them to live forever, you have to add them into your highlights.
I was wondering why they disappeared.
Yes, 24 hours. Yeah. Engage with your audience. Now we're going to talk about content creation. So there's a lot of things you can do with content creation, but the first thing I always tell people is if you're not ready for it, all you really need to do is comment on other people's content, engage on other people's content. We scroll all the time. We scroll at night, we scroll, you know, when we have nothing to do and just feel like doing nothing, we scroll. Comment on people's content. Start the conversations there. That is content. So if you see something that you like with somebody that you want to be connected to or somebody that you want to enhance your relationship with, comment and don't just say, awesome, you know, 5 words minimum, right?
Yeah.
5 words minimum and use their name. People like to hear their name. It feels more personal. It makes you seem more approachable. And at least one full sentence in your comment, like instead of saying like awesome vacation, like, oh wow, that looks so great. Where did you go? Or what hotel did you stay at? Or something to keep the conversation going. You all of a sudden are creating a relationship with that person. So that's my first thing. go live. Has anybody gone live on social media?
It's been a while, but I have done.
Okay. Going live is not as huge as it used to be, but it still does have some value. The first time I went live, I was scared to death. Not anymore. I really don't care about any of that anymore at all. But I was scared to death. It is scary. But you know what? You're going live. The people that are tuning in, they know you. They're excited for you. They want to see you. You can generate conversations live. You'll see if you go on Facebook Live, you'll see if people are commenting, you'll see it. You'll see them commenting. You can talk to them, even though they can't talk back to you, they're commenting. You can acknowledge them live. It's just a really nice way to create conversations. But again, it's not as big as it used to be. I still see value in it. I don't do it that much, but I still would if the opportunity was right. I was afraid to go live. But why?
Cause I don't wanna do videos for all the same reason that you said, and I know it's stupid, because they know what I look like anyway. But that's just me.
Okay.
I know I have to get over that.
Video is a
Someday.
different way to share your message, and people like to hear from you. They definitely do.
Cutest haircut.
Good, why you say that if I ever
It's
do
so
it.
cute.
It is.
It's exciting to see people live.
You think so?
And you wanna see why.
Would you say it's
It's
exciting
exciting.
to see people live?
Yeah, so if you were having a showing and you were on live, I would be all on it.
Now, I have done that. I mean, I remember like, and I've had similar listings since then, but a few years back, I had this listing. It was a gorgeous home, little to no backyard. So I went on live. Excuse me. I didn't really do a walkthrough of the whole house because I'm not gonna want to walk you through the whole house. I want you to come see the house, but I'm gonna give you a little taste. And what I really focused on with this house was the yard and the property. And as I walked people through the yard, I told them how cool it was that this was a small yard, there was no maintenance, and how you can get creative. If you wanted a pool, there's plenty of side yard. All you need to do is put up some landscaping over there to create privacy, and boom, there's your pool. I got a lot of interest by doing that. I got a lot of comments on the post. The house did sell shortly thereafter. I'm not gonna say it was because of my live video, but it was something that I did and it went over really well. So there is definitely a benefit to doing that. I'm looking at you, Fred.
I know, you keep looking.
You know why? Because I wasn't looking at you before, and then you asked a question, and I was like, "Oh, I haven't asked Fred
That's okay.
anything."
Can I say something that I don't prefer with Instagram and the live? You know, when you have time to look at social media is what I finally do. Say I'm waiting for a doctor's appointment for an hour and you're sitting in the waiting room scrolling through. All of a sudden, somebody starts talking or music is playing and I'm just trying to do this private. So that's why I don't prefer that.
You have to turn your volume off.
Earbuds.
So if I put my volume off on my phone.
No,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like right now, if I click
turn
on
it
the
all the way
live,
down. Yeah,
I won't hear it.
exactly.
Okay, okay, good to know.
There's also on the post, there's also a little tiny button in the bottom right
I can
hand
never
corner.
find that.
That you
So,
can just-
I'm like,
It's
looking all over
so
for it.
tiny, it is
And
so
it's not-
tiny.
Yeah.
If you just turn your volume down, that will shut it. The cool thing about Instagram Live,
A mute button?
Yeah, it is like a mute button, it's a
Yeah.
little, it's like bottom right or something, right?
Yeah.
Instagram?
Yeah.
yeah. The cool thing about Instagram Live, and this I utilize, is you can invite somebody into your live that is not in the room with you. I do it once a month with a mortgage person that I work with often, and we do a monthly mortgage update. I'm not a mortgage person, but I invite this person into my live and we talk for 5 minutes. It's quick. What's going on now? What's the rates today? If nothing has changed, we share something interesting about mortgages that we think people need to know. And we're both live on the screen, and when it shuts down, when we're done, it's posted as a video. We collaborate on it, so my followers see it and his followers see it. It's great. It's absolutely great. It's very cool. So it's a great way to just get in front of your audience in a different way. A lot about social media is being different. How can you stand out? Like, we're all different. So we all stand out in our own way. But what can you do as far as creating content to stand out even more?
So when you say creating content, can you mix content like personal and business, all this, is that effective or should you just keep it business?
On Instagram, I have one account only. I don't have a personal and I don't have a business. It's actually is a business account, but I pull my personal into there. It's only a business account because that's what Instagram calls it versus a personal account or a creator account. And I post everything there. It's mostly business for me. There's a lot of personal in my stories, and I do post personal also in my feed. It just doesn't matter so much with Instagram. And what I'm posting is not too personal. Even on my personal page for business for Facebook, I wouldn't post anything that is overly personal. You can be personal without sharing private information. There's a difference.
Mhm.
So on Instagram, I have one account and I share personal information that's not private. People want to know who you are. People connect with people that are like-minded. And they get to know you by watching you on social media. So it's important.
I think it's important to mix them together too, because when I see someone that's just doing business, I don't want to see them anymore.
Right.
So I do business dog sunsets,
Yeah,
like basically, yeah.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
Mm.
And I do find also that when I post a personal post on Instagram,
I'm in TT's Village, that's what she did, yeah.
when I post something personal on Instagram, I do get a lot of interaction.
Mhm.
So it's important to throw that in there. People will see your personal, and the more they interact with what you post personally, the more your business will show up for
And I
them.
don't feel like what I post is too personal.
Right.
I mean, people, basically, I have people that, I mean, I have a dog that had puppies, I end up with a puppy, and I have people I don't even know say, how's Clementine?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
so.
And that's how you know people are watching
Yeah.
and they're seeing you, and they're not only seeing what you post personally, they're seeing your
Mhm.
business content.
Mhm.
So
Is there
Yeah.
a frequency on how much you should be posting, like what, like between reels, stories, posts?
so there's not, except whatever you do it consistently. I post every day. Am I on social media every day, posting and creating content? No, I do that on Wednesdays. So if you ask me to come here on a Wednesday, it's probably not gonna happen because that's my day. Yesterday was a very different day. I had a final walkthrough in the morning. I had a buyer showings in the evening. I didn't go to bed. That's why I was up at midnight emailing Christina. Because I was working, I will not close out my Wednesday without doing everything I have to do for social media because I set myself up for the whole week. So Wednesday's my day, and I post every day, but it's because I set myself up to do that.
So on Wednesday, you're creating your content for like the following week?
Yeah.
So you do, like,
Yes. I'm creating, I'm not doing my videos, that's a whole nother ballgame, I do that on a different day. I send them to my video editor who edits them for me, he sends them to me, and I do post those on Wednesdays, and I schedule everything else out for the remainder of the week.
How do you pick the topics? Is it just random, like to do it just random?
We're gonna talk about that, but I'm gonna answer you anyway, like right now, like what do people ask you about all the time? Think about your life as content. What do you hear people asking you about?
Inventory, interest rates.
What do I do if I sold my house? I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
working with a buyer or a seller, what do you talk to them about throughout the process? There are so many things that we do on a daily basis that is the conversation to have.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
So pretty much what she's saying, think about all the deals you're working on and just create it. Like, let's say today you've had an issue with an appraisal,
Mhm.
you can talk about appraisals in that video.
Mhm.
Or if a buyer asks you a question, you can
That's your question.
and this would happen, or talk about your experience, or, you know.
All right.
yeah,
See, I find I get more interaction with the personal things I put up than the business related
Mhm.
things I put up.
Yeah, that's what Pat and I were just saying, like, I do too. I mean, forget about it, if it's like, everybody knows me and my daughters because I am like such a girl mom. My daughters are grown-ups, but I post about them all the time, and whenever I post anything related to my daughters, I literally get like hundreds of comments. It's ridiculous. I'm like, oh my God, it's my daughter's birthday. Like the whole entire world is wishing her a happy birthday. Hello. And what are you doing out there instead of in here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so personal does get a lot of attention, but it does bring attention to your business also. Because again, the more people that are commenting, the more people that are acknowledging your post, the more the algorithm is showing the rest of your content.
That was a photo.
Thank you, guys.
Oh,
Really, Brett?
you're not leaving?
All right, I'm saying. So let me ask you, when you create your
You're
post,
creating content there.
do you? Do they link together so you post it once and it goes to all of your social media at the same time?
So for Facebook and Instagram, I use Facebook's business manager, Meta, I should say. It used to be called Creator Studio. You can post to both right from there at the same time.
Okay,
But just for those two. For LinkedIn, I post directly to LinkedIn. For Facebook, I mean, there's a lot of programs that you can use to post to your social media sites. I can tell you that Facebook and Instagram like when you post directly to their site. So by using the Facebook manager, that's your best bet. A lot of times if you're using an outside source to post information, they might not show it as much. They want you on their platform using
Isn't
their
YouTube like
tools.
that?
YouTube, yes, you post directly to YouTube.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you use Twitter, now known as X?
Do you?
On occasion. To no avail though, 'cause I don't do it frequently.
Have you gone onto Threads yet? We were talking about that before.
I have not gone on to Threads. The only thread I know is when I sew.
Okay, you so
I did.
Threads is a new product
Yes, on
by
Instagram,
Meta.
right?
Yes, so check it out. It's very much like Twitter, but it's a little bit
Yeah, it's
nicer.
like a week or so.
Yeah. Are you
What-
kidding?
so what about TikTok?
My phone is silenced. I don't really understand why I'm getting one.
I turned it on.
Do you have somebody that they can get through? With certain people?
They shouldn't, but whatever.
your kids.
Yeah,
So
just my kids.
do you use TikTok at all?
No,
Okay,
because I use Instagram. And whatever I would be doing on TikTok, I can do on Instagram. And I find that I have a big reach with Instagram. I like the platform. I don't
Okay.
see any need to use TikTok.
But I think it depends on the person, like you
It
said, and
depends on
their
you.
age too.
Yeah.
Because my daughter's 35, she uses TikTok all the
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
And she's following other realtors and she lives in Boston and telling me that, so, but, and she thinks she's the oldest person on TikTok at 35, but maybe it's getting older, I don't know. So I mean, I think I think it's good if that's who you want to market to.
Exactly. Excuse me. Go where your people are.
Exactly.
And go where you like to be. So it's different for
Mhm.
everyone. I don't use TikTok, but that's not to say that it's bad. I couldn't tell you anything about TikTok because I have never ever used it, ever. I don't even have an account.
So do you think it's okay to just be on one social channel and just own it and not necessarily have to be on?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But when it comes to Facebook and Instagram, I feel like there's a benefit to being on both. You don't have to, but so many people are on both and they're so intertwined. I just feel like if you're gonna be on one, you should be on the other, but you don't have to be. Just be where you feel comfortable, where you enjoy being, where your people are. Mhm.
After you've created your content on the Wednesdays, I know you might have said this
That's okay.
maybe I missed it, but are you posting these, are you putting them up on Instagram or Facebook all at the same time of day? To engage with certain people?
I do post at the same time of day, and it's not because I asked social media what time of day is the best to post. The best time of day to post is the time that your people are on, and it's really hard to judge that. So instead, I pick a time that I believe to be a good time, and I stick to that time all the time. I schedule everything for 11 o'clock every morning. And then if I have something extra to post during that day, I'll post it later in the day. I give that 11 o'clock post some time to generate some activity, especially in Instagram. If you post something at 11 and post something at 12, your 11 o'clock post is really gonna be hidden. So you wanna at least allow some time in between posts if you're doing that.
Oh, you gotta let it marinate, okay.
Yeah. And like I post everything I schedule on Wednesday is for the week. It does not mean that I'm not posting outside of that. I do. Like I don't schedule personal posts, but then all of a sudden I might feel like I want to post something that's personal, or something happens in my business that I want to post. All of a sudden I have a closing. I haven't scheduled that out a week in advance. I post it. So I schedule things, but I am active throughout the week also.
Is there any particular type of posts that generate more activity than others?
Video. I see your videos. Video by a landslide. Also on Instagram, carousel posts. Does everyone know what a carousel post is?
No idea.
If you post multiple photos in the same post on Instagram, then you can swipe on the same post through your photos. The reason being is because somebody can see you in their feed and the first photo shows. They might go back to their feed an hour later, your next photo shows up. And then after that, your next photo. So you're showing up more times in the feed by posting a carousel.
So if you're gonna post, let's say you're gonna post a listing and you're gonna put up 3 photos on it,
Oh, yeah.
then you would do it that way.
Yeah, I like to use 4. And the reason why is because I'm posting that listing also on Facebook.
Mhm.
On Facebook, it's not the swipe like the carousel.
Yeah, it's just.
It shows up
Yeah.
like in a box of your pictures, and 4 looks really nice when you look on the Facebook page versus 3, it changes the
Yeah,
size of them.
then,
With
yeah.
4, you get 4 squares. So I usually use 4 photos when I post a carousel. I also post it to Facebook, and we're all good. That way, instead of just saying just listed and showing a photo of your house, you're showing a few photos of the inside as well.
Mhm.
All in the same post, and you're showing up more times in the feed. Wow, these are great questions.
Impressions, how many impressions? Sometimes the post. Low impression.
It depends. I
Oh,
mean,
just-
it's hard to know, it's really hard to know. I don't judge my page and my content by
Posts.
impressions. I judge it by interactions. Yeah.
Well, there are also out in our world of social media, what I call lurkers,
Yeah,
Mhm.
people who will never click a like
Mhm.
or make a comment,
yeah,
but they're watching.
right, exactly, yeah.
It's the lurker audience.
Yes, the lurkers are out there, they see you even if they don't say anything. And that's why, that's another reason why it's a good idea for you to interact with people, because not everyone is interacting. You be the interactor, start the conversation. Don't be a drive-by liker either. Hit that like button and that's it. Like button is fine if you're in a hurry or whatever, but take the time to comment on that person's post. It does wonders, really does.
Is there a way to have like a standard 5 or 6 words that I can just copy and paste? So that I'm assuming that I don't know.
You can, but what if you copy and paste that standard 5 words to the same person 5 times?
That's true.
It's not personal.
You know, you could probably do like you could do or go like every single day I'll do 5 comments a day.
Okay,
Every
Yeah.
single day, just 5 comments, and that will take you.
and pick 5 different people.
Yeah, just 5
Yeah.
different people every single day, so you don't have to go crazy
Yeah.
20, 30 or whatever it is.
5 comments on
But
each
it is
platform that you're on.
Time-consuming.
But everything is time consuming. It's what is important to you. To me, this is important. It gets me in front of lots of people. So it's all about what is important to you. If you want this, if you want to be active on social media and create relationships, then you're gonna find the time to do it, like anything else that you do.
Being that you are the social media guru,
Ooh.
do you think like you have different neighborhoods of areas that you service, right? Where you started a program to where you were going to give awards out each month to like the prettiest house in a specific neighborhood.
Mhm.
Post a picture of it, and then next month do it again, or however.
It's a great idea.
You can all use it.
I already.
I know you.
It's a great idea.
I've got a lot from social media, from Facebook starting, I don't know, whenever it started. From people that I went to high school with 40-something years ago that I don't even know, and they're calling me up and they're telling me, their parents get ready to sell their house.
That's
And
awesome.
now I'm in the stage that they're downsizing and they're going to Florida and stuff, so I've got people that I wasn't even friends with in high school.
Isn't that
I've got
awesome?
So much business from that. for
Yeah.
years.
That's
Just
fantastic.
Facebook, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't know if they're sitting in this room.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the
But I'm
beauty
the
of-
expert to them,
Yeah,
and the other people in high school are right now, you gotta call Pat,
that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
so
awesome.
it definitely
Good.
works.
Yeah, it definitely works. So we talked actually about all of that. The like, the comment, the share, and the save. You can ask people when you're posting content also. Have you found value in this content? Please like my post, please share it out, save it for future reference. These are all call to actions that you can add at the bottom of whatever it is that you're posting to create more engagement. All right, what do I have next? Okay, understanding your target audience. We're gonna go back to content again, but you can't be all things to all people. And I've learned this the hard way. I think most new agents feel like they want to attract everybody and that they'll work for everybody and anybody. But I've found over the years that by narrowing it down to who you relate to, who you work well with, who your niche is, who do you want to target? Is it a neighborhood? Is it a certain type of house? Is it school, the school system, like whatever? Narrowing it down is much more productive than trying to be all things to all people. So when you're doing social media, when you're posting social media, think about your target audience and who you want to attract and who you want to work with, and gear your message towards them. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, creating valuable and engaging content. So we share listings, success stories, client testimonials, market updates, community information. You can share articles and blog posts, buyer and seller tips. What other kind of information are we sharing on social media? Anything else? The most interesting man in real estate, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so,
Pretty much covered it.
oh, something popped up, Fred. McAfee. Spam.
Right, hurry up, make it go away.
There's lots of things that we should be posting in addition to our listings. Yes, we're realtors, but like,
We have to be people too,
exactly.
they buy the person.
If all you're posting
Isn't that the rule of thumb?
She's talking about other things.
Oh.
for real
80,
estate.
20, personal and business, that's your 80, 20. But as far as posting your listings, you don't wanna just be posting listings.
Mm.
People don't care,
Yeah,
you know,
I like that.
they don't care. If all they're seeing from you is listings,
Just
they're not gonna follow you.
Yeah.
You're gonna post valuable information that they can use, that they find value in. Buyer and seller tips, community information. I'm on the board for the Oakland Chamber of Commerce. I do restaurant of the month, and I'm doing restaurant week in October for them. I visit all the restaurants. I post about the restaurants in town. You get a lot of interaction from posting about the restaurants. You tag them, they share it. Their people start following you. Buyer and seller tips. People look at you as the expert if you're telling them things about buying and selling their home that they don't know. You're sharing free information, yes, but it's a big deal. If they want to work with you, they're gonna work with you. They're not just gonna take your information and go somewhere else. They're going to acknowledge you for what you're sharing, and they're going to look at you as the expert by sharing information. Market updates. A lot of agents do market updates. There's one thing I need to say about market updates. That irks me. So, yeah. The post about the market update with all the stats on it. A lot of times people don't know what that means.
Mhm.
So if you're gonna post it, explain it. Like this, and this is this way because, or here's how it compares to last month. Or here's what it means, you know, days on market. There's 30, the average period is 30 days on market. That means if everything were to sell in 30 days and nothing new were to come on, we would have 0 real estate available. I mean, tell them what you're posting and what it means to them, because people don't know. And if you post like actives under contract sold today and next month, they don't remember what you posted about it last month. So what does it mean to them this month if inventory has dropped or increased? You need to explain it. That's my pet peeve on market stats, just in case you were wondering.
We were.
Yeah. Client testimonials. It's great to post client testimonials. You don't have to fit a whole page testimonial into a little box. Take out a paragraph and put it on there so that it stands out more. If people have to pinch their screen to open it and reading it, they're not reading it. They're just gonna scroll by. So,
Do you hide their address, like a Zillow review with your client's name and address? Do you block that out when you?
yeah,
post
you
it?
never post their address.
What about their name? I was like, maybe I'll just keep the first name and block everything else.
I usually
Yeah.
just post the first name, but I won't take a snapshot of Zillow and post it.
So you copy and paste the review itself.
Well, you can copy and paste the review and you can. Or you can take a screenshot and you can edit that screenshot to take their information out.
That's what I did. I just didn't do the edit part yet. Okay,
Okay,
stay tuned.
yeah, well, that you can do in your phone, so you can just expand the screenshot to take that part off.
Just curious, why would you remove their name and address?
You don't wanna publicize your client's
Or it's
personal
already
information.
publicized on Zillow.
It is, but you're not
And
putting
they,
it out
and
there.
they agree to it because they wrote it.
I know, but you're not putting their personal information out there. If Zillow wants to do that, that's up to them, yeah. Yeah. All right, so here's my Instagram. I took this screenshot and I edited it to fit into the square. Here are my hot tips, and there's a reason why I put this up here for you, because I want to show you what each thing means. Keep it simple, tell stories, post carousels, get personal, show your face, get on video, be authentic, and be consistent. So if you look at this, you see it very clearly looks like my brand. There's the purple, there's the red. That with the arrow up there, that was a carousel post. I'm just putting a big bit of information on the first post, the first, what do you call it, graphic. And the first tip is on the next graphic when they swipe. The second tip is on the next graphic when they swipe. And the last tip is on the next graphic when they swipe. If you put everything on that one graphic, it's too much information and they're gonna swipe by. So you wanna make it big and bold and easy for people to see. Talk about real estate. That is something, real talk is just something that I do on the fly. I try to post on Thursdays, not every Thursday, but I might be walking the dog, or I might be sitting outside, or I might be at my office at my desk. And there's just a bit of information that I feel like I need to talk about. So on the fly, I just record and talk about whatever it is. And I put that cover on it. Covers on your videos on Instagram or any other platform are called thumbnails. That's a thumbnail. There's a way to post it with your video. Here's my Wednesday video. Clip on Instagram, it's 1 minute only. And that's a little clip of the video that I do on a weekly basis. It's more like 3 to 5 minutes. My editor pulls out 1 minute from that and creates this post for me, and I post it. There's something personal. It was Mojito Day, National Mojito Day, and I was having a mojito that day. And there it is. I posted it, and I just happened to be wearing red. My listing, that also was carousel post. You see the little squares in the top corner? That means there's more photos. So you can swipe for it. People will either swipe through the photos, or I'll just keep popping up in their feed. I post a quote every Monday to start off the week. My quote, usually, but not always, a lot of times it has a lot to do with how I'm feeling that day or that week. Here I was posting this or that. It's another way to create conversations. But you see, it's very simple, A or B. In the body of the post, I'm talking more about it. And my open house post, very simple, very clean, all in brand. Now, the reason why I picked this square of posts is because you see my face a few times. In the top one, it's small, but still. When you look at your profile on Instagram and you see within those 9 squares, you need to see your face more than once. You are your brand. You need to show up. Your face needs to be seen. So whenever you look at Instagram and you look at those squares, you see more than 9 on your feed, but focus on any given 9. Your face needs to be there. People want to know you. They don't care. They don't care about anything you're doing if they don't know who they're dealing with.
How did you learn to do the thumbnails and all of these different things? Like, where do we go to learn this?
Over time, I've learned it, and I'll tell you. Yeah, let's do that at the end. Yeah, over time. But it's something that I dedicated myself to, that I wanted for my business. So I took the time, I spent the time, and I did the work, just like anything else that you do.
Might be easier to pay a child to do it for me.
No, I have another pet peeve about hiring companies to do your social media. I'm okay with hiring somebody to help me, somebody that I'm working closely with, that knows me and knows what I want to portray. I will never let anybody post comments for me or answer messages for me, ever. That has to be in my voice. All the marketing that I do is in my voice. I post everything on my own. I do have help. Like I said, I have a video editor. But as far as the posting goes, it has to be in my voice. I can't have anyone post for me. If you have a big company or any marketing company that's doing the posting for you, how do they differentiate you from anybody else? It's not you, it's not personal, it's not in your voice. People don't get to know you by those social media posts. All right. Get on
Well, you do-
video.
You do have somebody that does your video editing, though, I think I heard you say.
Yeah.
Okay, so they know what you're looking for when you do the clip and then you send it to them?
Here's what I do when I'm videoing. I literally. I put it on a little tripod on my desk. Now, people do this in all different ways. I like to video at my desk with my purple, background. Yeah, but no, those aren't at my desk.
Okay,
But. You can video wherever you want to, but I literally put my camera on a tripod and I video myself talking. I send it to my video editor and he cuts it up for me. So different platforms also require different specifics, like Facebook wants it this way. Instagram wants your video this way. LinkedIn and YouTube also want it horizontal, but they might have different size requirements. Instagram takes short form video, everything else takes long form video. So I have my editor take care of that for me, because that would just take way too long. He also adds the bumpers on the front and the back. The bumper is the beginning of my video and the end of my video. So he incorporates those for me. But that's extensive, what I do for video. You don't have to do that. Like the real talk about real estate that I do. You can just video yourself and post it. Like, you don't have to make a big deal out of it. I've been doing this for years. That's why I do what I do. It didn't start out that way. Anything else? Tell stories. Keep your graphics simple.
so there's a
Tell the
question,
stories in the body, in the body of the post. Yeah.
there's a question online from Colleen Zulata. How much does a video editor typically cost?
It depends on what you have them doing. So I pay my video editor a lot. I pay him like $500 a month, but that is the only money I spend on marketing. And to me, that's worth it, because I want to do video and I'm not going to sit there and do all that editing. That's a whole nother job in itself. And I have no interest in it and I just don't want to do it.
Well, the good news is you, Betty Russo, can make an avatar of yourself.
Oh, yippee.
Yes, and it will be in your voice and it will actually be you.
I know, because yeah. I know.
$1,000. No refund though. If you don't like it, you're stuck.
I don't know, we'll see about that. I don't know if I want an avatar, but we'll see. So any other questions before we move on?
Go for it.
So you have a video editor who records you while you're at the restaurants?
Oh, I do it. I don't usually record at a restaurant. I used to. When I'm talking to the restaurants, okay, I post a lot for the restaurants for the Oakland Chamber of Commerce, and once a month, each restaurant gets a video interview with me. My editor does come and do those videos. Those are the only videos that he does for me.
And that's included in the monthly fee.
You did. Yeah, I was at, the last restaurant I did was Harvest and Ale in Oakland. Love that restaurant. That was fun. And it's fun because I get to meet, the restaurant owners, and they get to know me, and they start commenting on my content. They start sharing my stuff. They start communicating with me. I have one restaurant owner in town that wants me to help them find a new house. So it's definitely a good idea to support your local businesses.
Do you live in Oakland?
I do.
Oh, they live in Greenwood.
I did. Yes, I have been in Oakland for 3 years. And really short story, but fun. The way I found my house was literally like, I pretty much knocked on Guy's door and said, I want to buy your house. And yeah, we saw a street that we liked. It had to be that street. It had to be a very specific model home. So I reached out to all of the homeowners on that street with that model home. And someone got back to me. We kept in touch for like a year and then we ended up buying his house. So just has nothing to do with this.
She kind of did the same thing, she banged on somebody's
Yeah.
door, right?
Yeah.
In her new house.
So
What was that?
it can be
She's
done.
the front.
Really? Yeah.
All right, where's my little clicker? All right. So besides the Barbie, I didn't want to call out the agent, so I covered her up with Barbie. Which post is more engaging? And you don't have to say mine just because it's mine, but like seriously, when you look at, if you see this on Instagram versus this,
Yeah.
and mind you that it's this big on your phone,
The left,
what do you think?
the left,
And
less traffic.
so here's the thing,
Yeah,
You-
it's busy, yeah.
you don't need to share all of that information. You don't need to share your contact information. You don't need to share the MLS number, the 5,000 photos. You don't have to because, you know, even the open house information, somebody sees this and they're interested in this house, they're gonna look at the details in the post. So catch their eye and get them to look at the information that you're sharing underneath.
I thought you had to have your real estate agency on it. I thought you had to say Keller Williams or whoever you are. You sure on that?
I'm sure you're supposed to, but I've been told by the powers that be here that it's fine. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, and you can, I do have a version of my logo with Keller Williams, logo on, you know, all in one
Yeah.
as well. So you can, if that's what you want to do.
We were told that you had to have your team logo and then
Yeah.
KW or whoever you work for, just a tad bit bigger. Your logo had to be a little bit smaller.
Right,
So
so.
we have that on all our marketing. It takes up a lot of room.
I am, it depends on the marketing. This is social media. And from what I understand, as long as your profile represents who you work with and where you work, then it's okay.
You're covered.
Interesting. Our previous company, the Guru for the social media, you know, she definitely told us that.
She
Yeah,
was no guru. She
She
was no guru. I'm the guru. Look, I wouldn't tell you to change what you do, but I am gonna tell
No,
you
it's
to
like
simplify it. There's no reason to have all of this. It's just too much.
Yeah.
And ironically, I did not pick out that brokerage just because it just caught my eye.
Yeah.
So, what's your first impression here?
Too busy.
That's.
Same thing. That's what you wanna post. Remember, this is really tiny on your phone. If you have to pinch and zoom open, you're not reading it. Use a carousel post instead. Share all of these bullet points on different graphics.
So hopefully with everybody that's here today. I see more of the stuff on the right. Than I normally do with new listing, just sold, new listing, under contract. I have a lot of realtors on my feed, and believe me. During the day, it's like, I've gotta be kidding,
Yeah.
cause that's all I see.
Yeah. You wanna share valuable
Yeah.
information that people can use and remember you by, and give them a reason to follow you. And be clear about what you're sharing. And you don't have to share a ton of information on each graphic. Share the story below.
Like, how old do you have to be to freeze your property taxes?
Yeah, so I did, did I post that here? The truth about the New Jersey exit tax. So like you're sharing things that I had 2 people ask me that in the past month. Because a lot of people are
A lot of
exiting New
confused,
Jersey.
yeah.
So, you know, look at what people are asking you and what they're talking about and share information because chances are if 2 people ask me, a lot more people want to know also.
What's the answer?
67.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta look that up.
67.
Oh, 6.
So we're winding it down. Here are my favorite editing tools. And for the most part, they're not difficult. Canva is very involved, I should say, that's the only one, but Canva I use religiously. I use the paid version of Canva, it's not that much, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but there's also a free version. The reason I use the paid version is because I can pull all of my branding into it and use it easily in what I create. So my colors are there, my logos are there, my fonts are there. That's why I use the paid version. But if you're just beginning with Canva, it's not necessary. CapCut is a relatively new editing tool. I like CapCut because you can pull your video right into CapCut, or you can video right from CapCut. And it's very easy and self-explanatory once you're in there to edit your video. I can't get into that right now. It's a whole nother ballgame. Captions is another one that I love. And the reason I love captions is you can pull your video into it. You can ask it to automatically cut out all of the empty space, because it's important to share your information in a concise manner. So all of the ahs and the ums, or if there's long pauses, it'll cut it out automatically for you and create the caption for you. It's important to have captions because people that are watching or scrolling through with the sound off, they'll
There
be
you go,
able
sample.
to see your captions if they have the sound off. So I like the captions editor. I only use it for like my walk and talk kind of videos off the cuff. So that's what I use that for. Unsplash is a great app where you can get any kind of photos to use that are not licensed, so that you can use photos with your social media posts. There's a lot of apps that do that. I happen to like Unsplash the best. I use it often. And Story Splitter, if I have a video that is a little bit longer and I want to share it on my stories, I put it into Story Splitter and it breaks it down. Do you notice if you post a video, or if you've ever seen a video in your story, it cuts off when it reaches a certain point. In Story Splitter, and I think you only get 15 seconds in your story. In Story Splitter, it'll break down your video into 15-minute segments so that you can post the whole thing. And when the first piece finishes, it automatically goes to the next and the next and the next when you're in your story. So those are my favorites. Any questions about that? Alrighty,
Do you think this would be compatible with Threads?
who knows?
They don't know.
I don't know
I'll look
anything with Threads, yeah. Yeah, you can definitely post. I'm definitely starting to see people posting graphics to Threads lately. So yeah, I don't see why not.
I asked my family chat about the red 23-year-old said people signed up right away, then nobody else after. 30-year-old who has some businesses on Instagram said it tripled my Instagram following.
That's interesting. The cool thing about Threads is that if you create a Threads profile, you can actually, it connects to your Instagram. So you don't have to invite people and you don't have to search for people to follow. You can automatically pull in your Instagram connections into Threads.
But not Facebook.
No.
Because there's so many more people on Facebook.
Yeah, no. So my favorite new tool of all time, and I use it religiously, is ChatGPT. And it is a game changer. It's a whole nother class, but I can tell you right now, AI is a game changer for real estate. I use it for so many things. In Bill's next mastermind, I am co-hosting it with Bill. I'm really excited about that. And we have a special guest, Katie Lance, who is my social media guru, who I have been following and learning from, and I am actually friends with her now. She is going to be our guest. She'll be on for about 20 minutes. She's not going to be teaching AI or chatting with GPT, but it's going to be like a question and answer where she'll answer some questions for us. And that's gonna be really fun and amazing. So you asked me who I learned from. That's who I learned from, Katie Lance. She used to work for Inman. She has her Get Social Smart community where she has thousands of agents that she teaches social media to. She focuses her social media education on real estate agents only. She's written a book. I mean, she's fantastic. She's the real deal. Right from the beginning, when I started following her, if I had a question for her, I would just reach out and ask her and she would answer me always. She's always been like the most helpful asset that I have for all of this.
Katie with C or K?
KATIELANCE. If you follow her on YouTube, she shares a lot of fantastic free information. I'm part of her academy because I chose to be, because she goes a little more deep with that group, but she shares a lot of great free content and she'll be with us at the mastermind. So you all have to be present. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's a wrap.
Thank you.
I don't even know what time it is. Oh my gosh, this went really long. I'm sorry. Does anyone have any other questions?
Any questions on the Zoom?
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, okay, so in the beginning, you were talking about the personal page and the business page, and someone in the front said something about. Not getting the traction that she's getting right from the personal page. Could that be because of the list that she has on her personal page versus what's on the business page? Because you're supposed to throw out those invitations to follow that page. Is that could be it?
It's probably because a lot of her personal connections are more comfortable communicating with her on social media than her business page followers. But even though they're not communicating, like I said, they see you. They see you. And your personal page might be closed. It might be personal, private. Your business page is public. So you have the ability to attract more people to your public page outside of your personal people, your sphere. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So the list is different then.
It could be,
Right.
yeah, I'm sure that it is different. I do have a lot of my personal connections following me on my business page as well. But then there are a lot of people on there that I have no idea who they are.
I'm wondering if you find this, if I post something about my puppy Henry, I will have 500 likes and 300 comments within a couple hours. If I post real estate, I might get 3 comments and 20 likes in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like
Because-
nobody wants to, I feel like they're not
Because,
interacting.
because everyone loves dogs. How many people do you know right now that you know personally are moving? Not everybody is moving, so not everybody needs that content right now. But you are attracting the people who need it,
They're seeing it.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, I could put a sunset and get a lot of comments. But not real estate. People
Right.
don't interact as much with
Yeah.
it.
I have the same thing, but like I told you, I hear it all the time from people. I see you everywhere. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
I'm like, yay, thank you, you know, I'm like falling over, like excited, like that they see me everywhere. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about the comments, about the likes. Just keep it going. It's valuable, definitely.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Betty.
Thank you, Betty.
Thank you, Betty.
Welcome, my pleasure. It's fine.
And thank you, everybody online. And hopefully we'll see you Monday, August 14th.
Yes, it's gonna be great.